Evan Cole had always considered himself an ordinary human. He worked as a technician on a joint human-alien research station floating in the outer edge of known space. His days were usually filled with checking systems, repairing machines, and making sure the station ran smoothly. He liked the quiet, simple life, and never expected anything exciting to happen. But all that changed one morning when he received an unusual message. The message was simple and direct. It came from Queen Lyrian herself, the ruler of the Solari Empire, a species known for their glowing, ethereal forms and unmatched intelligence. The message read, "Evan Cole, report to my audience chamber immediately. Your presence is required." There was no explanation, no indication of why she wanted to see him, and that uncertainty made Evan uneasy. He walked to the station's central chamber, his hands slightly trembling. His co-workers noticed his strange behavior. Mia, a fellow technician, stopped him as he passed. "Evan, are you okay? You look like you saw a ghost." Evan shook his head. "It's nothing. I just got a message from Queen Lyrian. She wants to see me." Mia blinked in surprise. "The Queen? You mean the Solari Queen? Why would she want to see you? You're just a repair technician." Jason, another co-worker who had been nearby, frowned. "Maybe you did something important and didn't know it. Maybe she saw you fix something the aliens couldn't." Evan shook his head again. "I don't think so. I've just done my normal work. I have no idea why she'd summon me." With that, he made his way to the audience chamber. The hallway leading to the chamber was long and wide, with glowing panels on the walls that pulsed softly with light. Guards with shining, translucent armor walked beside the walls, watching him closely. He felt their gaze on him, making him even more nervous. When he finally arrived at the massive doors of the chamber, he paused and took a deep breath. The doors opened silently at his approach. Inside, the room was vast, filled with soft light and floating platforms. At the far end stood Queen Lyrian, her body glowing faintly, her eyes observing him closely. She was taller than most humans, with an aura that seemed to radiate calm power. Evan stepped forward cautiously. His heart was pounding in his chest. He had never been in the presence of someone so powerful. The Queen's guards stood around her, their forms shimmering and almost transparent. Evan could feel the weight of the room. The tension of being in front of someone who could easily control him without saying a word. "Evan Cole," the Queen said in a voice that was soft but firm. "Thank you for coming. You may step forward." He did as instructed, walking slowly toward her. Every step seemed to echo in the chamber. He tried to stand straight, to appear confident, but his hands shook slightly at his sides. "I have been observing you for some time," Queen Lyrian continued. "You have qualities that are rare, even among your species." Evan swallowed hard. I don't understand. I'm just a technician. I fix machines and check systems. I don't have any special qualities." The Queen's gaze did not waver. "Appearances can be deceiving. Even the smallest actions can reveal strength." Evan felt a shiver run down his spine. He wanted to ask why she was speaking to him, but the words caught in his throat. The Queen's presence was overwhelming. It was as if she could see into his mind, reading his thoughts and weighing them. Mia and Jason, standing outside the chamber, could not see what was happening inside, but they watched as Evan entered. They exchanged worried glances, wondering what had gotten him into this strange situation. Mia whispered, "I hope he knows what he's doing. The Queen isn't someone to take lightly." Back inside, Evan took another step forward. "Queen Lyrian, I'm honored, but I don't know why you've summoned me. I am not a warrior or a scholar of your empire. I'm just human." The Queen's lips curved into a small, almost imperceptible smile. "It is precisely because you are human that I summoned you. There is something in you. Something unique that cannot be explained by your position or training. Evan felt confused. Unique? But I don't understand. I've never done anything remarkable. I only do my work. Queen Lyrian stepped forward slightly, and the glow around her brightened. You underestimate yourself. Humans have potential that even you do not realize. Your recent actions on this station have activated something in you that is extraordinary. I have observed the energy you emit. It is rare, even for the most advanced species. Evan's mind raced. Energy? He had no idea what she meant. The only thing he had done recently was repair a broken power core in one of the research modules. Could that have caused something unusual? He shook his head, feeling more lost than ever. I am not asking you to join me or make any decisions yet, the Queen continued. I only wish to understand your abilities better. There will be time for choices later. For now, I need you to trust me and share your knowledge of the human systems. Evan nodded slowly, unsure of what else to do. He could feel the weight of the Queen's words, the seriousness in her gaze. This was no ordinary meeting. Whatever she wanted, it was important, more important than he could comprehend. The Queen gestured toward a glowing platform in the center of the chamber. Step onto the platform, Evan Cole. It will allow us to communicate more directly, and I can better understand the energy you carry. With some hesitation, Evan stepped onto the platform. As soon as his feet touched it, a warm sensation spread through his body. Lights and symbols appeared around him, floating in midair. He could feel a connection forming between himself and the Queen, as if their minds were briefly touching. It was strange and slightly frightening, but not painful. Do you feel that? The Queen asked. Evan nodded. Yes. It's strange. I feel different. Good, she said. That is the beginning of understanding. What you feel is a fragment of the energy that humans once wielded in ancient times. Few humans have this, and fewer still can control it without guidance. Evan felt a mixture of awe and fear. Ancient humans? Energy? He had never heard of anything like this before. It sounded like something out of a legend, not his ordinary life on a research station. Why me? Evan asked quietly. Why would this energy be in me? I don't understand. Queen Lyrian studied him carefully. That is what we must discover together. You may think yourself ordinary, but you are not. Humans have always had hidden strengths. You are the first to show them in this century. This is why I summoned you. Evan felt overwhelmed. His life, which had always been predictable and quiet, now seemed connected to something vast and mysterious. He was not just a technician anymore. Somehow he had become part of a story that stretched beyond human memory and reached into the heart of an alien empire. I will explain more soon, the Queen said. For now, return to your duties. Continue to observe, learn, and act as you normally do. Your actions will help me understand your potential. When the time comes, I will summon you again, and the true purpose of this meeting will be revealed. Evan nodded slowly, still processing everything she had said. He stepped off the platform, and the glow faded. The connection ended, leaving him feeling both lighter and heavier at the same time, as if a new responsibility had been placed upon his shoulders. He left the chamber and found Mia and Jason waiting outside. Mia ran up to him, her eyes wide. Well, what did she want? Evan shook his head. I don't fully know yet. She says I'm special, that humans have hidden strengths, and that somehow I have them. I have to continue my work and wait for her to call me again. Jason whistled softly. Wow, that's insane. You're going to be famous among the aliens soon, or maybe famous in history. Evan managed a small smile. I just hope I don't mess this up. I don't even understand what's happening. Mia placed a reassuring hand on his shoulder. You'll be fine. You've always been careful and smart. If anyone can handle this, it's you." Evan nodded, but inside he felt a mix of fear and excitement. His life had changed forever. Something inside him had been awakened, something powerful that he didn't yet understand. And somehow, Queen Lyrian knew it, and she had chosen him for a reason he could not yet see. As he returned to his work, he kept thinking about the glowing queen and the strange energy that had filled him. For the first time in his life, he wondered if being human was more extraordinary than he had ever imagined. He didn't know what the future held, but he knew one thing for certain: his life would never be the same again. Evan Cole woke early the next day, though he had barely slept. His mind kept replaying the strange meeting with Queen Lyrian. Every detail of the glowing chamber, the soft hum of the platform, and the Queen's calm voice stayed with him. He tried to convince himself that he was imagining things or exaggerating them, but the memory of the warm energy inside him felt too real to deny. When he walked into the station's main corridor, everything looked the same as always. People hurried around with scanners, lifting devices, and tools. The lights pulsed softly above the walkway, but even with the familiar sounds and movements around him, Evan felt out of place. It was as if he had stepped into a different life overnight. Mia noticed him walking toward the control room. She waved him over. "Hey, Evan, you okay? You look like you barely slept." He nodded weakly. "I didn't sleep well. I kept thinking about yesterday." Jason, who was checking a monitor nearby, turned around and grinned. "Of course you did. Anyone would. You got summoned by a queen. Not just any queen, but the queen of an entire alien empire." Evan sighed. "I still don't understand why she wanted to see me. She said something about energy and humans having hidden strengths. But it doesn't make sense. I'm just a technician." Mia crossed her arms. "Maybe something happened recently. Did anything strange occur when you were working? Anything unusual at all?" Evan thought about it for a moment. The only thing he could remember was the incident with the power core in the research module. It had malfunctioned, releasing a sudden burst of energy. He had grabbed the core and forced it back into its chamber, expecting to be burned or shocked. But he had felt only a warm sensation. The energy had settled quickly, almost too quickly. "There was one thing," Evan said quietly. "The power core last week. It exploded with energy when I was repairing it, but nothing happened to me. I didn't even get hurt." Jason raised an eyebrow. "Wait, you handled a power core spike without protection? That thing should have fried you. Anyone else would have passed out." Mia stared at him with concern. "Evan, maybe that's the reason. Maybe the Queen detected that energy. You said she talked about energy inside you, right?" Evan nodded slowly. "Yes. She said humans once had some kind of ancient power. I'm starting to wonder if the power core activated something in me." Mia looked unsure, but she didn't dismiss the idea. Jason simply shook his head in disbelief. "If that's true, then you're carrying something rare, and that means the Queen has a reason to keep an eye on you." Despite their speculations, Evan still felt lost. He wanted to understand what had happened, but he had no idea where to start. The Queen had told him to continue his normal duties, so he decided to do just that. He grabbed his toolkit and headed to the lower engineering deck. The engineering deck was busy. Humans and Solari worked together on different machines. The Solari engineers had a calm and graceful way of working, their glowing forms moving smoothly as they communicated through soft lights and gestures. Evan usually felt comfortable here, but today he sensed the Solari watching him more closely than usual. One of the Solari engineers, Lirel, approached him with a scanner in hand. "Evan Cole, the Queen has informed our department that you may experience strange sensations. Please notify us if you feel anything unusual." Evan blinked. "She told you that?" Lirel nodded. "Queen Lyrian cares deeply about your safety. She believes your energy may grow stronger in the coming days. Evan felt his heartbeat quicken. He had hoped to keep the Queen's words private, but it seemed she had already shared them with her people. Now the entire engineering department looked at him with curiosity, as if he was suddenly an important subject. He forced a calm smile. I'm fine for now. I'll let you know if anything strange happens. Lyral bowed her head slightly and returned to her work. Evan knelt beside a machine that needed repairing. He opened the panel and began adjusting the internal wires. For a moment, he felt normal again. His hands moved automatically, following the steps he had practiced for years. But then he felt a warm sensation in his fingers. He looked down and saw a faint glow spreading across the wires. He froze. The glow wasn't from the machine. It was coming from his hand. He quickly pulled his hand back, but the glow faded before anyone noticed. Evan stared at his palm, breathing fast. The Queen had been right. Something inside him had changed. He decided to hide it for now. He didn't want anyone panicking or reporting it too fast. He finished repairing the machine and moved on, hoping the glow wouldn't return. Later, when he was walking through the main corridor, the station suddenly shook. A loud alarm echoed from the walls. People ran in different directions, trying to reach their stations. Mia appeared from a nearby hallway and grabbed his arm. "Evan, something hit the station!" she shouted. Jason ran up behind her. "All systems are unstable. We need to get to the control room now." Evan followed them toward the control room. When they arrived, the screens showed a small debris field. A distant object had collided with the station. It wasn't an attack, but the damage was serious. "We need to stabilize the outer shell," Mia said, checking the readings. "If we don't fix it fast, the pressure will drop in the east wing." Evan grabbed a suit and helmet. "I'll go out. I know that section well." Mia tried to stop him. "Wait, Evan, it's too dangerous. The outer shell is unstable. One wrong move and you'll be pulled into space." Evan shook his head. "We don't have time to wait for a full team. I can do it." Jason helped him seal the suit. "Be careful out there." Evan stepped into the airlock. The doors closed behind him. As the pressure shifted, he felt the warm energy inside him begin to stir again. He tried to push it down, focusing only on the task ahead. The outer doors opened, and he stepped onto the station's hull. The stars stretched endlessly around him, silent and cold. A thin line of cracks spread across the metal surface. Air leaked from the damaged section, creating ripples in the darkness. Evan moved carefully, attaching magnetic clamps to keep himself steady. He reached the crack and pulled out the repair tool. The metal hissed as he began sealing the crack. But the leak was stronger than he expected. The pressure grew, pushing against him. His body slid backward. His boots struggled to hold. His fingers slipped on the handle of the tool. Suddenly, the warm energy surged through him again. A soft glow spread around his body. His boots steadied. The pressure pushing against him weakened, as if something invisible was protecting him. Evan stared in disbelief. The energy was helping him stay in place. It was reacting to the danger. He finished sealing the crack quickly. When he was done, the glow faded, leaving him feeling drained but steady. Back inside the station, Mia and Jason surrounded him the moment he stepped out of the airlock. "Are you okay?" Mia asked breathlessly. Evan nodded. "Yes, the repair is done." Jason checked the suit sensors. His eyes widened. "Evan, your suit picked up some strange readings. A kind of energy field formed around you. It protected you from the pressure." Mia looked at Evan with a mixture of fear and wonder. "Evan, that energy she talked about, it's real. It's growing." Evan took a deep breath. He knew there was no hiding it anymore. "I know. I felt it." Before they could say anything more, an announcement echoed through the station. "Evan Cole, report to the Queen's chamber." Mia and Jason stared at him. Jason whispered, "She knows." Evan felt the weight of the moment settle on his shoulders. The Queen had summoned him again sooner than he expected, and now she would surely reveal something deeper. He walked toward the audience chamber with slow, steady steps. The hallway felt longer than before. The guards watched him more closely this time, as if they already knew what he had done. When he entered the chamber, Queen Lyrian stood waiting for him. Her glow was brighter than the last time. Her eyes held a calm understanding. "Evan Cole," she said softly, "your energy has awakened. You can no longer pretend it does not exist. Now, we must speak of the truth." Evan Cole felt his heart pounding as he stood before Queen Lyrian. The glow of her presence filled the chamber, and he could feel the faint hum of the energy he had discovered the day before. He had no idea what she was going to say, but he knew it would change everything. The Queen's voice was calm but serious. "Evan, what you experienced outside the station was only the beginning. Your human energy has begun to awaken. It is stronger than even I anticipated." Evan shook his head slowly. "I don't understand. I only repaired the hull and the energy protected me. That's all. I didn't do anything special." Queen Lyrian's gaze was steady. "It is special, Evan. Most humans would have been crushed or thrown into space. You survived without harm and managed to repair the damage. That is not a normal reaction. It shows control, even if you are not aware of it." Evan felt a mixture of pride and fear. Pride because he had survived. Fear because he had no idea what the Queen was implying about him. But why me? Why would this energy awaken in me and not anyone else? The Queen took a slow step closer. "Long ago, humans traveled far beyond their own world. They left traces of energy across the galaxy, energy that can still be awakened under the right circumstances. You are connected to that ancient strength, Evan. You are the first human in generations to demonstrate this energy." Evan's mind raced. Ancient humans? Energy left across the galaxy? He had never heard anything like this before. It felt like a story from a legend, yet here he was, standing in the Queen's chamber being told it was true. "I don't know if I can control it," Evan admitted quietly. "It just happened. I didn't try to make it happen." Queen Lyrian nodded. "Control comes with understanding and practice. That is why I have summoned you. I need you to learn, to explore this power, and to discover what it can do. There are forces in this galaxy that may threaten both humans and Solarii. You have the potential to change outcomes that have been thought impossible." Evan took a deep breath. The weight of her words pressed on him. He had always considered himself ordinary, but now he was being asked to take part in something far greater than he could have imagined. "Where do I start?" he asked finally. The Queen gestured to a small platform in the center of the chamber. "Step onto this platform. It will help you connect with your energy more fully. You must focus and allow it to guide you." Evan hesitated for a moment, but then stepped onto the platform. As soon as his feet touched the surface, a warm sensation spread through him. The glow he had experienced outside the station returned, stronger this time, surrounding him in a soft light. "Close your eyes," the Queen instructed. "Listen to the energy within you. Feel it as part of your body, your mind, your being. Do not resist it." Evan closed his eyes, trying to calm his racing thoughts. He focused on the warmth in his chest, the steady pulse of energy spreading through his arms and legs. Slowly, he began to sense something new, a rhythm he had never noticed before. "Good," the Queen said softly. "Now try to extend it, reach out with your awareness, and imagine your energy connecting with the world around you." Evan concentrated. At first, nothing seemed to happen. Then he felt a faint tug, a connection to the air, the walls of the chamber, and even the floor beneath him. The platform seemed to respond, glowing brighter where he directed his focus. A smile appeared on Queen Lyrian's face. "You are beginning to understand. This energy is part of you, yet it can reach beyond you. Humans once wielded this power to shape events, to protect their allies, and to survive challenges that would have destroyed them. Evan's eyes widened. He could feel the power, but he did not yet understand its limits. He opened his eyes and saw faint lines of light spreading across the chamber, responding to his focus. He could feel the energy moving around him, waiting for him to guide it. Now, try something simple, the Queen instructed. Lift a small object using only your energy. Do not strain yourself. Let it come naturally. Evan looked around. A small tool rested on a table a few meters away. He focused on it, willing the energy to reach it. Slowly, the tool began to tremble. Then it lifted slightly off the table, hovering in midair. Evan gasped, surprised by the success. The Queen nodded approvingly. You see? The energy follows your intent. With practice, you can achieve far greater feats. Evan spent the next hours on the platform, learning to move objects, shield himself, and sense the presence of other energy forms. Each success filled him with a mixture of amazement and fear. The energy was part of him, yet far beyond anything he had ever imagined. When he finally stepped off the platform, he was exhausted but exhilarated. Queen Lyrian approached him and placed a hand on his shoulder. You have done well for your first lesson. This is only the beginning, Evan. There will be challenges, but you are not alone. I will guide you, and together we will explore what your species is truly capable of. Evan nodded, still breathing heavily. Thank you, Queen Lyrian. I will try my best. She smiled faintly. Your best will be enough, for now. But remember, this power is not just for yourself. It can help many if you learn to control it wisely. As Evan left the chamber, he felt a mix of emotions. Excitement, fear, and determination swirled together inside him. The station felt different now, as if he was seeing it through new eyes. Every machine, every corridor, every light seemed to pulse with potential energy, waiting to be understood. Back in the engineering deck, Mia and Jason noticed a change in him. He moved with more confidence, his steps lighter, his eyes sharper. They could not see the energy, but they sensed that something had shifted. Evan, you look different, Mia said. Stronger somehow. Are you okay? He nodded. I feel different. I've learned something important today. Something I can't explain yet. Jason grinned. Sounds like the Queen is teaching you how to be a superhero. Just try not to blow up the station. Evan laughed softly. The thought of being a superhero seemed absurd, yet he could not deny the truth in Jason's joke. He was different now, stronger, connected to something ancient and powerful. Over the next few days, Evan practiced whenever he could. He tested his limits in small ways, lifting heavier objects, shielding equipment, and sensing minor energy flows. Each time the energy responded, as if encouraging him to continue. One afternoon, Queen Lyrian summoned him again. This time the chamber was filled with other Solari observers. She addressed them first, explaining Evan's progress. They watched silently as he demonstrated lifting objects and projecting protective shields. Murmurs of surprise and admiration filled the room. Then the Queen spoke directly to Evan. You are ready for a more important test. There are areas of the station that have been damaged by minor meteor showers. I want you to repair them using only your energy, without touching the tools. This will show the Council how your abilities can be applied to practical problems. Evan swallowed hard. It was one thing to lift objects in the chamber. It was another to repair complex machinery and the hull without touching anything, but he knew he had no choice. He nodded. I understand. I'll try my best. He stepped onto the platform again, focusing on the first damaged section. The energy flowed through him, connecting with the tools and the broken machinery. Slowly, the repairs began. Panels reattached themselves. Sparks died out, and the systems hummed back to life. The Solarii observers watched in amazement, some whispering in their soft musical language. Hours passed as Evan moved from section to section. By the time he finished, he was exhausted, but the station was fully repaired. The Queen approached him, her glow brighter than ever. "Well done, Evan Cole. You have exceeded all expectations. You have not only controlled your energy, but applied it to real-world challenges. This is the way humans can rise to greatness." Evan felt a deep sense of pride and relief. He had done what he never thought possible, yet he knew this was only the beginning. The energy inside him was powerful, but it was also a responsibility. He had to learn, control, and use it wisely. As he left the chamber, he glanced out at the stars. The galaxy seemed larger than ever, full of possibilities, dangers, and mysteries waiting to be explored. And he was no longer an ordinary human. He was something more, something ancient and powerful, something that could change the future for humans and Solari alike.